Here is our next challenge. Find the maximum and minimum of numbers in a list without using inbuilt functions. Well, a list has a lot of inbuilt functions, right? Like min, max. So it's really easy to find out the minimum or maximum of a list using these inbuilt functions. Now, how do you do this without using these inbuilt functions? The challenge here tests you whether you really understand the concept behind finding out the minimum or maximum of numbers in a list. There are so many ways to do it, but we will try to do it in one way. So let's once again go through the problem. So without using the inbuilt functions, this is the key. How do you find out the min or max of numbers in a list? So we can assume that there are just numbers in a list, no strings or any other non-numbers. So these are all integers. And it tries to give you a hint as to how you need to go about doing this. We'll look at this logic now. All right, here we go. So say we have a list. Okay, a very small list of numbers, but this could be as big as you want. We have to find out the minimum or the maximum depending on what is required, right? And like discussed, we'll not be using the built-in functions of a list. We have to do this on our own. If we were to use the built-in functions, it's going to be a one-liner, right? So if L equal to this list, you can say min of L or max of L to find out the minimum and maximum, right? Of course, that's not what we want to do. We want to do this on our own. So how do we do this? It's really simple. Say we want to find out the min. Okay, so let's set min to 0. Okay, assuming these are all positive numbers. So this is 0. Now let's start combing through the list for num in numbers or L. Right, so we are just looping through this list. If num, we are trying to find out the minimum, right? So if min is greater than num, that means the number that we are iterating over is smaller than min, in which case min equal to number. That's it. And after this for loop is done, after the iterations are all over, just return min. Pretty easy, right? Same thing with max. All we have to do is, if we had to find out max, set max to 0 and run through that loop for num in L. If max, right, less than the number, that means the number in the loop that we are currently iterating is bigger than the max number here, right? Set max to number. That's it. And then finally, after this loop is over, just return max. It's so easy, right? So here is our function, and we are getting the list of numbers and a flag here. This flag could be a 0 or 1 or small or large or min or max, some string, any kind of an indicator that says if we are looking for the minimum number or the maximum number. Let's say it's a string. So the first thing that we have to do is, if we are looking for min, then follow a certain path. Else, so if we are looking for the minimum, follow this path. If we are looking for the maximum, follow this path. If we are looking for the minimum, what do we have to do? So we have to set a min value to 0, assuming these are all positive numbers that are given in the list. And then we run this loop. This loop is where all the magic happens. This loop and this little if statement. Let's put this to action. All right. So here begins our loop, and inside the loop, if min greater than number, so min equal to num, min equal to num. So we are resetting the min value to the actual number itself, right? After the for loop is done, return the minimum value. Similarly, if we are looking for the maximum, then this else loop kicks in and we say max equal to 0. We are setting a max to a number, a certain 0 number. For num in numbers, what is the logic? If max less than number. That's it. Let's try to run this. Okay, so the function is min max list, and then say we want the minimum number. Okay, what is our minimum? It says it's 0, so something is wrong, right? So these comparisons are never kicking in. Let's try to figure out what is going wrong here. So I've put the same program in Visual Studio Code and I'm trying to debug it now. Okay, so I've passed in the same list 293875 and we want the minimum number, right? So okay, min underscore max. What is min underscore max? You see, it's min, right? So it should enter this if loop. Let's see. Step into, okay. Now min equal to 0, okay. For num in numbers, step inside. What is num? Num is now 2, which is the first number, right? So far so good. Is 0 greater than 2? That's false actually. So this if statement does not run, right? But is that correct? Let's keep going. Let's go to the next number. Again, step into the loop again. Now what is number? NUM, it's 9, right? Is 0 greater than 9? No, it will never be greater than 9. So basically, we have got the logic wrong. To set this number as 0 means that is the minimum number, right? So given a list of positive numbers, this is never going to work out, right? So let's stop this, and instead of setting this to 0, let's set this to the first number, okay? Let's see this. Step into, now what is the value of min? It is 2, which is the first number. Now in the for loop, what is the first element in the list? It's 2. 2 greater than 2? Not really. So this statement will skip through. Okay. Next, what is the number again? Step into, what is the number again? 9. Is 2 greater than 9? No. So it makes sense that this loop, this if statement does not run, right? Great. What's the next number? 3, 8, 7, 5. So for all these numbers, this if loop itself will not run, which will still make 2 the smallest number. And that is correct, right? Now let's put this back in our Jupyter. Run this, and let's try to run this again. Okay, the minimum value is 2. Now, does it work for maximum also? Max is 9. Let's try to change these numbers just in case. Okay, so that seems to be a good mix. Let's run this again. What is the max number? It should be 10. Will it work? Yes. What is the minimum number? It should be 1, right? Will it work? Yes. So this is how you can find out the min or max of numbers without actually using the built-in function min or max.